Good morning. This will be a 5-minute video on how to get started learning Go. So first you want to get into your terminal, and once you're there, you're going to cd into the Go directory. Then if we list what's here, we have 3 directories: bin, package, and source. So when you build your binaries, it will go into the bin folder. But we want to make all of our code, write all of our code in the source folder. So let's cd into source. Okay, and then I host all of my, or I plan to host all of my code on GitHub. So you need something with a .com, a website. GitHub is the standard. So let's cd into GitHub. If you don't have that, you should write that in, make that directory. And then here, you can put your account. So I have one account on GitHub, and that's if you were to upload all of your code, it'll be there. And this will be good when you need to download code. So for example, we can make a new directory. So mkdir, and let's call it share go. Okay, you can name it anything you want. Okay, cd into that share go directory, and now here you need to make one more directory. Here you'll have all of your code, but you must make a new directory, and then so that you can have multiple projects inside of here. So here, the next step is always to make a new directory. So I'm just going to make a directory called 0, and I'll just number them. And if you want, you can add a bit more. We won't put any spaces. So let's call it 0, cd into that. Okay. And now if you press ls, yes, so there's nothing there. And so now right now, I could just start coding something, but there will be a problem, because with Go, you have to initialize a module. So what I do is I hold down the shift key and I press the left arrow until I get to that beginning there, the GitHub. I copy that, and then I type Go module, mod init for initialize, and then I paste that line. Now you have to delete that the arrow or the angle bracket there. Okay, and then because I'm on Windows, it doesn't seem to like the slashes we have, so I have to convert these backslashes into forward slashes. And then if you do that, I think that's everything. I press enter, and you should see creating new Go module GitHub. There we go, done. So let's press ls, and you will have a file that says go.mod. So I have Visual Studio Code. So you could open this in Notepad if you want, but let's do that if no one has Visual Studio Code. Highly recommended. Download Visual Studio Code. Just type in the program you want to open it with, and then press enter, and you will see. So here I have, it will show you the modules. And here, this is very nice because it will import and put all packages and modules that you need to run the program here. Let's close that, and let's create our first coding file. So I like the command touch. It makes the file touch main.go. You can name it anything, but it must have the extension .go. Press enter. I type ls or dir if you're using Windows, and it shows you all of your directories and files. So right now I have one file, 0 bytes, main.go. Okay, so right now what we can do is we can let's write code. So I have Visual Studio Code, so I'll type code, and I'll type M for main. I'll press tab to finish the sentence. It guesses what I want to type, and then I press enter, and that will open Visual Studio Code. And we're going to make this a bit bigger. I think if I press Control plus. Okay, all right, so now we have, or in our text editor, or our IDE as they call it. Okay, the first line you need to write is package main. So we always import a package. Everything is organized in packages. And this is going to be the main area where we run the code. So if you have multiple files, this is the controlling file that will manage everything. Okay, and we can import other important packages. And the one that we need to print anything to the terminal is fmt, which stands for format. Then you write the main function, and this will be run. If you run this file, this function will be run. So func main, and then no arguments with 2 parentheses. Then the curly braces, press enter. And our first line, I'm Catholic, so I'm going to write maybe a gospel passage. Maybe let's write God so loved the world that he gave his only son. Okay, not an exact quote of John 3:16. I'll have to look that up. Anyways, okay, so I save it. I do Control S, and now I can try and run it from the terminal. So let's go back, and to run it, you type go run, then the file main.go. I use the tab key there, press enter, and it will write. There we go. That was the text. Now, the nice thing about Go is that you can create binaries. So what you want to do, if you want to move it somewhere else and you want it to run on another computer, so I'm using Windows. If I create a binary here, it will run on any Windows, but there also are some ways where you can make a binary for maybe a Linux or Mac operating system. Okay, but let's make our binary. So I believe we type the go command first, then build, and then that same file, main.go, and then I press enter. Now, I didn't see anything. I didn't see any errors. That's good. I press ls or directory, dir, and it will show me what files I have. Now I have a main.exe for Windows. That is an executable file, and so it will run. Now I don't need to type go run. It will just run. I can type m main.exe, press enter, and it runs the exact same program, and you saw it ran a little quicker. Okay, now I recommend, so I got this idea from Go Examples. There's a website where it could help you from start to finish writing code. For me, the most difficult part was when I was trying to start and make the modules, and it wanted me, an older version of Go wanted me to use environment variables. It didn't work. I wasn't able to run Go in Visual Studio. So, but the first thing I showed you with the Go mod init, and you copy that line, you replace that angle bracket, like the sideways V, and you change the backslashes to forward slashes. That always works. And from then on, I had no problems. Okay, let's go to the website Go by Example. Okay, so we're at gobyexample.com. It's easy to search, and this is the place you want to be if you're just starting out. And you can start with Hello World and continue on, and there's links to the next one. For me, this was much easier and better for learning than the documentation. So here you'll cover like 90% of what you need. If you need more, you can go to the documentation, and also if you're downloading packages and other programs, you can read up on those on their GitHub pages. All right, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy learning the Go language. It's very good, and have a blessed day. God bless.